So we are now going to look at how do you organize your columns. That is step number 4 in our process. We call this column organization and grading periods. That's the two functionalities that we will use. So both of them are available under the manage option. You have the grading periods at the top and then column organization sort of in the middle. For me to figure out which one will I use when, I had to get something that's familiar to me. And the metaphor that I'm using is Windows Explorer. So this is the place on your computer where you deal with folders and files and organize your computer very nicely so that you don't put everything on the desktop. Nee? This is Windows Explorer. So the column organization is similar to our Windows Explorer environment. Whereas a grading period, you can view that similar to a folder. You can use it to group things together that belong together. So for example, if you are a lecturer and you have 2 assignments that is happening in March, you can set up a grading period from the beginning of March until the end of March, and it will then group those 2 assessments together in that grading period. So when March comes, you know you have to mark those 2 assessments. And then the last one, similar to a file, is a column that you have in the grade center. So it's a single thing that is similar to a file. If you keep that in mind when you start working with the column organization and then the grading periods, it will help you a bit to understand which one must I use when. So this is also explained to you on page 24 in your handouts. So column organization, this is typically what the screen will look like. So at the top, you see 6 default columns that's created for you. For all the ClickUp courses, you have 6 columns by default. Then there's this gray bar that says everything above this bar is a frozen column. What that basically means is those 3 columns will remain fixed, and then you have the scroll bar from there onwards. If you want to, you can also move some of the other columns into that frozen part if you want more columns to be frozen. And then at the bottom, what you will see there is the grading period. This is an example where I created the wiki grading period and I grouped all the columns that was part of the wikis together in that grading period. So I used the grading period different to what it was actually designed for. So you can either use it to help you to manage your time better, or you can use it to group things that belong together. You also will see that we have the categories displaying here as part of this environment. So if you want to sort things together that belong together, then you can use that categories so that you can see which ones are only tests and which ones are only assignments. In order to change your category and change your grading period, you have these options at the bottom. So we spoke about the show and hide option already before. But now, if you now, for example, want to take that individual assignment and put it into a specific grading period or change their category, then you can do so from here. So you will select the tick box there and select the options there to change their information. The delete option is extremely handy because you can select more than one column and then you can hit that delete button. But there's no undo button. Okay? If you click and delete, it's gone. Right. So please make sure that you then delete the correct columns. So it might be safer to delete the columns one by one than to go in here and delete all of them. So if you need to create your own grading period, you will find that under the Manage option again, grading periods, and that would then help you to set up that period in which you group all the columns together based on a specific date.